Every human being, regardless of background, culture, or experience, is driven by 6 fundamental psychological needs that shape behavior, decisions, and emotions on a subconscious level. These needs aren't just wants or preferences, they are the invisible forces guiding how we live, love, work, and react. The first is certainty, the deep desire to feel safe, secure, and in control. People seek routines, stability in relationships, financial security, and predictable outcomes because certainty brings comfort. Without it, stress and anxiety can take over. Yet too much certainty leads to boredom, which is why the second need, variety, comes into play. This is the need for change, challenge, and surprise. It's why people watch movies, travel, take risks, or even stir up drama. Variety creates excitement and keeps life feeling alive. The third need is significance, the yearning to feel important, unique, or needed. Everyone wants to believe they matter. Some achieve significance through success, creativity, or service. Others resort to negative behaviors like dominating conversations, playing the victim, or seeking validation. The fourth need is love and connection. At the core, every human wants to feel closeness and belonging. Some find it through intimacy, friendship, or faith. Others settle for connection through shared pain, conflict, or codependency if love feels too risky. These first 4 needs are not just preferences, they're non-negotiable. Everyone finds a way to meet them, whether through constructive or destructive means. They are the foundation of all human behavior, shaping our patterns and our personality. They influence who we choose as partners, how we handle stress, and why we repeat cycles, even when they don't serve us. Once you understand these needs are always in motion, always being prioritized, consciously or unconsciously, you begin to see why people behave the way they do, including yourself. The way people meet their psychological needs can vary drastically, and this variation often determines whether a person thrives or suffers. Every need, certainty, variety, significance, love, growth, and contribution, can be fulfilled in empowering ways that elevate your life or in disempowering ways that create cycles of pain. What's powerful and at the same time dangerous about these needs is that the brain doesn't care how the need is met, it only cares that it is met. For example, someone may seek certainty through healthy routines, meditation, or financial planning. Another person might find the same sense of certainty through controlling others, avoiding risks, or numbing out with substances. Both are meeting the same need, but with drastically different consequences. The same applies to significance. One person may achieve significance by building a business, mastering a skill, or contributing to others. Another might seek significance by putting others down, exaggerating stories, or constantly needing to be right. In both cases, the need is met, but one leads to empowerment while the other leads to isolation. The need for connection can be satisfied by building deep, meaningful relationships, or by settling for shallow interactions, even toxic ones, just to avoid feeling alone. These patterns often happen without conscious awareness, which is why they're so powerful. People get addicted not just to habits, but to the way those habits meet their needs. What's even more complex is that a single action can meet multiple needs at once. That's when it becomes even more addictive. For instance, someone may join a gang or a toxic relationship because it gives them certainty, variety, connection, and significance all at once, even if it's dangerous. Understanding this is a game changer, because once you see how you've been meeting your needs, you gain the power to shift how you meet them. The 6 psychological needs can be divided into 2 categories, the needs of the personality and the needs of the spirit. The first 4, certainty, variety, significance, and love/connection, are essential for survival and emotional balance. They shape how we show up in daily life, how we interact with others, and how we build our identities. People will do almost anything to fulfill these needs, even if it means sacrificing long-term happiness or compromising their values. These needs are powerful because they ensure we feel safe, alive, valued, and connected. They are the engine that keeps life moving, but they don't necessarily lead to a life of meaning. That's where the final 2 needs come in, growth and contribution. These are the needs of the spirit. They don't just help us survive, they help us thrive. Growth is the feeling that we're expanding, evolving, and becoming more than we were yesterday. It's what keeps life from becoming stagnant. When we stop growing, we feel stuck, even if everything looks fine on the outside. Contribution, the 6th need, is about giving beyond ourselves. It's the drive to serve, to impact, to know that our life matters to someone else. Contribution transforms success into fulfillment. A person can have all the money, recognition, and comfort in the world, but without growth and contribution, something will still feel empty. What separates a fulfilling life from one that just looks good on the surface is whether or not these two higher needs are being met. They are what elevate a person from living reactively, chasing comfort and validation, to living intentionally with purpose. When people shift their focus from just meeting the first four needs to living from growth and contribution, everything changes. Relationships deepen, impact expands, and life gains a level of meaning that survival alone can never provide. Awareness is the first and most critical step in taking control of your life. Until you become aware of which psychological needs are driving your decisions, you're operating on autopilot. Most people don't realize that their actions, habits, and even emotional reactions are rooted in their unconscious strategies to meet these six needs. They may think they're making rational choices, but in reality, those choices are often being made by the need to feel certain, significant, connected, or secure. The moment you recognize this, everything begins to shift. You start seeing patterns you were blind to. Why you keep ending up in the same types of relationships, why you sabotage your progress, or why you feel restless even when life seems fine. Awareness gives you the power to interrupt old patterns and consciously decide how you want to meet your needs. It allows you to question the behaviors that no longer serve you and replace them with ones that align with who you want to become. For example, if you realize that you've been meeting your need for connection through gossip or conflict, you can make a conscious choice to seek connection in more meaningful, constructive ways. If you've been chasing significance through external validation, you can shift toward building internal confidence and self-worth. This level of awareness doesn't just improve your mindset, it changes your standards. You begin to demand more from yourself and your life because you're no longer settling for survival, you're choosing growth, depth, and impact. The more aware you become, the more you can design a life that not only meets your needs, but fulfills your soul. Without awareness, you're just reacting. With it, you start creating. You become the author of your story instead of just reading a script written by your conditioning.